and it feels very good. I'm very happy that it's staying in our family.
Welcome traders and poker players alike. This is Dr. Vance with the S&P 500 and Dow Jones Trading Group. I want to talk to you today about poker and trading the futures markets. Sometimes poker players get irritated when people say, "Oh, you play poker, that's gambling." The same thing happens to futures traders. Sometimes futures traders are called day traders because they trade intraday periods of time. Day traders actually have a great advantage in the marketplace, just like poker players have a great advantage in the casino. It is your skill and probabilities that dictate your outcomes. I want to discuss the advantages that traders have over poker players and why, if you're an excited poker player or you're excited about playing poker, that you may be even more excited about trading in the futures markets. There's a lot of similarities, but there's some differences too, and I want to talk about them both. When it comes to poker, you need to know your math. The math is very simple, very straightforward, nothing that a seventh grader couldn't do. And the math is precise and it's always correct. It doesn't mean your outcome is going to be correct, but your math, compared with the probabilities, always returns a result over a course of time. In poker, we have what we call the 3 Ps. The probability of the dealt hand, your position to the dealer or to the button, and then your pot odds and equity. So in poker, it really doesn't matter how many pots you win or lose, or how many hands you win or lose. It's how much you win or lose during those hands. So you're always dealing with how much you have risk compared to how much reward you're seeking. So you have the probability of the dealt hand, the position to the dealer or to the button, and then the pot odds and equity. Okay? In trading, you have the same type of thing. You have the 3 Ps of trading. The probability of the trade that you're taking, the position compared to the retracement or headroom, and your pot odds, which is the risk and reward ratio. So just as in poker, it's not the number of hands you win or the number of trades you win, it's the pot odds versus your equity. When you become a master at understanding your pot odds and how to adjust your equity, then you can become a master at trading, just as in poker. But there's a few differences that poker and trading have. Number one, in trading, you have continuous trade opportunities. You pick your opportunities. And number two, it doesn't cost you anything to wait for the right trade. There are no blinds or antes that are drawing your money down. You can wait until the absolute perfect trade, the highest value trade possible. In poker, if you wait for those pocket aces or those pocket jacks that nobody really wants, right? If you're waiting on those premium hands, you're going to be drawn down a little bit by the blinds and by the antes, okay? There's also no opponent. You're not playing against anyone of equal or greater skill. The right trade selection always gives you the edge. You're trading just the probability of that trade selection. There is no opponent trying to trick you or hustle you or bluff you out of a pot. Now, sometimes the market tries to bluff you out of your hand or out of your trade, but you can ignore the market, whereas in poker you can't really ignore your opponent. He can raise the stakes on you. In the market, you can raise or lower the stakes, and there's nobody to raise or lower the stakes against you. Number four, there is no house. There is no house that takes a rake or to draw you down in terms of taking money out of your profits. There is a broker that takes a rake, but that's a brokerage fee, and that's a part of trading. You calculate that into your risk and reward ratios. Now, in trading, the unique thing about trading is that you can change the probability of your trade by adjusting your risk and reward ratio. If you had a trade that you calculated as a 50% win, you can change the probability of that 50% win just by decreasing your profit or increasing your risk. But if you decrease your profit, you'll make less money when you win. Hence, worse pot odds. On the other hand, if you increase your risk, then when you do lose, you will lose more money compared to your winnings. Hence, worse pot odds. So what you usually want to do is increase the value of your win and decrease the value of your losses while paying attention to how your manipulation of that risk and reward ratio affects your pot odds. Once you learn this, you become a super trader and there's no stopping you. In essence, you're going to have a World Series of Poker every day. It's exciting, it's fun, and all of the skill sets that you currently use in poker are directly transferable over into trading, except you have a higher advantage with trading because there is no opponent and you can manipulate the percentage of gains and losses anytime you wish, and you can adjust your trades anytime you wish. You can pick your trades without being penalized for waiting. When I was a columnist for Poker Digest back in the early 2000s, the biggest observation I made is the observation that all professional poker players make on amateurs and other professional poker players, and that is their ability to maintain their integrity at the poker table. Only selecting good hands, only selecting good position, only making sure that they're not being manipulated when it comes to pot odds and their own equity. These same skill sets are prevalent in trading. It comes down to discipline, it comes down to selection of your trade, and then it comes down to manipulating the amount of money you're winning versus the amount of money that you're losing. And then you always want to win more than you lose. It's very simple. Anybody can do it. But it does take practice, patience, and discipline. I look forward to you visiting our trading room so that you can learn the similarities between poker and trading firsthand. You can test drive it. You can see how transparent our room is. You can talk to other traders live all day long. You are going to be highly impressed, and we'll see you on the backside.